Hello, wonderful people! I hope you are all safe and well and ready for some art nerdiness. Today we're going to take a look at the whole range of the new supergranulating colors by Schmincke. As mentioned in the first video, there are 15 colors in total, which are divided in 3 sets of 5: Glacier, Deep Sea and Galaxy. To each one of them there is a video on this channel, including test paintings. In this video there will be no paintings, as you most likely have already seen the colors in action. So let's get into the details. By the way, I want to mention that these videos are not sponsored and I have purchased and paid for the colors myself. When we take a look at all the sets in an overview, we can see that there are mostly blue or blue-leaning colors used. Even the blacks all have a blue pigment mixed in. Indeed, 7 of the 15 colors have a PB29 pigment used in the mix: Deep Sea Blue, Deep Sea Green, Deep Sea Violet, Galaxy Black, Galaxy Blue, Galaxy Violet, and Glacier Blue. All in all, these sets used a variety of 13 pigments in total in different mixes. On the side you can see which pigments were used. PB29 French Ultramarine is used most often. Second place is PG50, which is used in 5 mixes. All blacks use PBK11 as the base with blues mixed in. PV16 is also in 3 of the mixes, while the other pigments are used once or twice in the line. To make comparisons easier, I not only swatched the paints on cold press paper as usual, I also used some of my precious Fabriano hot press sheets to swatch them and see how they look on the paper. The colors look much softer on hot press paper and don't separate as harsh as on cold press paper, which of course has more texture. Of course, it is up to you which effect you like most. I think in the swatches you can see now, you can clearly see that all of the colors do granulate beautifully. The effect is just not as vivid and breathtaking in some of them. Our expectation plays a big role in how we perceive things. When I hear granulating colors and new mixes, I expect something fantastic. Colors that do crazy things. Just what I would mix in the palette. Where pigments separate and build clusters, create gorgeous effects just by adding water to the surface. Some of these mixes don't do that. Especially the blues look kind of boring to me. All of them use PB29 as the base, with Galaxy Blue and Glacier Blue even sharing the mix of PB29 and PG50 in different ratio. Deep Sea Blue has PG50 and PV16 mixed in with the PB29. The hue is hardly different from the Glacier Blue though, and I can see any of the PV16 in the mix. I need more. From all the blues, the Glacier Blue shows the most beautiful and distinct granulation, which I like a lot. But I feel like it has very little of the cobalt turquoise mixed in, and pure French ultramarine would give almost the same result in hue. It would have been nice to have another pigment in there with a different hue, so the separation would be more vivid and breathtaking. Let's go to the blacks. All of the blacks use mixes of PBK11 with different blues. Let's start with my favorite, the Galaxy Black. The granulation is wonderful and the mix of PBK11 and PB29 looks solid. While, when we take a look at the Glacier Black, the PB35 pigment that is mixed in is hardly visible. This is very disappointing to me. In the Deep Sea Black you can see the blue pigments mixed in, just not as much as in the Galaxy Black. In general, I wondered why all the blacks were pushed into the blue tones. It would have been great to have a black purple, black reddish or even greenish mix to play around and have more variety in the colors. Both the Deep Sea and the Galaxy set provide each a violet color. While the Deep Sea Violet uses a reddish-brown pigment PBR33 in combination with PB29 to achieve the violet color, the Galaxy Violet uses PR233 Potter's Pink. The latter is crazy granulating on its own, and so is the Galaxy Violet too. It looks amazing on paper and slightly brighter than the slightly more muted Deep Sea Violet. If you look close, the hues are very similar though. Deep Sea and Glacier Zs both provide greens. The Deep Sea green is a combination of PG18 and PB29. A solid, nice mix, but again, nothing that feels special to me. The Glacier green, on the other hand, provides the awesome pinkish granulation of PR233 Potter's Pink mixed in with the PG50. And this mix creates amazing effects on paper and granulates wonderfully. This one surprised me when I painted with it, and I'm really excited to use it again in paintings. A brown color is provided by the Galaxy and the Glacier sets, and both look similar, but slightly different in hue. The reason is that both use a PBR6 pigment, which is reddish. The PBR6 is combined with PV62 cobalt violet hue in the Galaxy brown and PG26 in Glacier brown. I actually like both, but the Glacier brown really reminds me of teddy bear fur, and that's why I feel weirdly connected to that color. Now, let's take a look at colors that are unique in the sets. The Deep Sea Indigo is the only indigo in the sets and is different from the blues provided. It's a mix of cobalt violet hue, PV62 and PG18. The PG18 as a base makes it look very similar to the Deep Sea green, sadly. As indigo is probably my most used color in paintings, I would expect it to be a darker, more muted color, and both is what I'm missing in this hue. On its own it's very lovely though, and looks amazing on paper. A similar problem faces the Glacier Turquoise, which is again a mix of PG50 and this time PV16. The PV16 Manganese Violet is hardly visible in the swatches, which is again disappointing for me, because it would add just that little bit of pop that I'm missing. Actually, it could have been a great base for another pinkish purplish color with amazing granulation. Last but not least, there is the Galaxy Pink, and the only reddish color in all of the sets. It's a mix of mentioned PV16 Manganese Violet and PR233 Potter's Pink, and it's nice. I like the variety it gives a lot. In the comments I was asked which of the colors were my favorites, and after using them it's quite easy. I like the ones that seem so unexpected to me and create the best effects. For me it's Galaxy Black, Galaxy Violet and Glacier Green. And while I will use all of the colors, these three are the ones that make me the most excited about the paints and their effects in the paintings. This excitement should be what drives us and what we should always feel about our paints. And while many claim that Schmincke did a knockoff of Daniel Smith paints, I would disagree. Granulating colors and palettes are trending right now, as you can see in the All Granulation palette by Rembrandt. While Daniel Smith has very nice granulating mixes, Schmincke has tried to create colors and mixes that are not provided by Daniel Smith. I still wish Schmincke was more experimental in the mixes and would go with a wider range of colors, and maybe add yellows and reds into the palette to create a wider variety. A friend from the art community, Salome, sorry if I pronounced this wrong, is currently experimenting with granulating mixes and posting them on her blog. If you're curious, you can check them out for more inspiration. I've linked them down in the description box, as well as her channel. As mentioned in all the videos before, the mixes are easily done from colors you most likely have already in your palettes. The tubes are solely for convenience and can be an inspiration for you to play more with the granulating paints you have and try out new mixes. Although I had a lot of critique for the paints, I still enjoyed playing with them, as they have great quality, which is undeniable, which I just expect from Schmincke. I hope this overview helps you choosing the colors you like without being disappointed in the end. Knowledge is power, right? If you want to take a closer look at the swatches, go over to sunandcolors.com and search for Super to see them all, as well as pigment info and properties of these colors. In case you enjoy the content, there are support links in the description box and a written review on the blog. The swatch sheets will be additionally posted on Ko-fi, where you can support the Sun & Colors project if you find it helpful. Thanks for being here and spending some time with me, nerding around. Don't forget, this was solely my opinion on the paints and I hope it's helpful for you. Have a great day, stay safe, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!